All right. Welcome to our Saturday night D&D session. Starting a little later than usual, but tonight we follow the exploits of the Triboard branch of Acquisitions Incorporated, also known as Team Soteria. Recently took a minor detail to the city of Waterdeep, the city of Splendors. One of our members will fill you in more. That being, that's Rex.
Yep. So, we showed up to Waterdeep. We went to home office via teleport circle with Vera and Thalia from Team Palace. While we were there, we were interrupted by one Jim Darkmagic, who had a problem with his black rectangle device called an M phone, which he accidentally dropped down the toilet. So he tasked us to go find it in the sewers with the promise of his favor and vague rewards of magical rings, which we forgot to ask what they were. And he sent us with Bell, a barbarian intern of Acquisitions Incorporated. And while we were down there, we encountered two vampire spawn who attacked us, who murdered Indy. And then we dispatched them, and Vera from Team Palace had planted a magical tracker of some kind on our vitals or whatever. So she knew something was up, contacted Rex. Rex let her know what happened, and she came down and restored Indy back to life. From there, we pressed on through the sewer and ran into, I don't remember their names, a throwback to the other campaign that Nathan runs, a doctor and a goblin who were sorting through the sewer looking for dead bodies?
Kind of. The doctor is the goblin. The other was a cleric.
Okay. And they were looking for bodies for whatever they were doing, and they claimed to have seen the black rectangle down that way. And I think that's where we were. I think Vera was still with us.
Yes. They also mentioned the possibility of a mind flayer.
A mind flayer, okay.
Oh, that's fun.
And I'm sorry, I left out that the vampires were trying to resurrect some ancient vampire. These were vampire spawn. And I have all of their stuff that they were trying to do that with, and it didn't look like it was used yet, if I remember correctly.
Yes. And also, that's a very succinct summary. Also, Indy now, maybe due to the magic sphere used, maybe due to the fact that all of his blood was sucked out of his person and he was completely desiccated before he was revived, Indy looks a little bit different. So why don't you describe yourself now, Indy?
He basically looks like super duper pale, like albino almost. And his hair turned whiter too.
Minor note, if you hear a lot of background noise from me, namely Wreck-It Ralph, just yell at me. My daughter's watching a show.
And you guys took a short rest, but then pressed on to find Jim's M phone and earn not only the magic rings he promised you, but also the favor of founding member of Acquisitions Incorporated. All right. So you guys are going further into the sewers. You're still following the directions given to you by Cherokee, but he's a bit quieter than usual. You guys, along the way, to sort of break the silence, Vera will say something along the lines of, "So there's a mind flayer in the sewers."
Yeah.
Have you fought one before?
No.
My mind has not yet been flayed.
Well, that's good. Hopefully it won't if we come across it. I suppose I should tell you a little bit about them, just in case we do come across it. They're like giant walking squids, if I had to describe them. And they're also evil, and they're from this place called the Underdark. And they wield these strange abilities that affect your mind. And I think that's about... Oh, wait, yes, right. The most important thing, they like to eat brains. So make sure that stays in your head and not in your mouth.
Seems less than ideal. So, refresh my memory. Refresh my memory. The doctor said he thought there was a mind flayer where the rectangle was?
He just said downstream there was one.
Oh. Okay.
Alright, and so you guys continue further down. In the quiet, you just have the dripping of some sort of liquid, sort of breaks the silence. And you have, and let's see, who's in front here?
Rex is not leading. He does not have dark vision, and he's maintaining his light cantrip, but like very subtly and trying to keep it hidden.
Oh, well, Vera's, I believe I said Vera's book was open, and it was emitting light. Her spell book was open.
Still.
And so she can, like, close it if you need the light to go away.
I'm going to trust her to know what to do.
Okay. I need... Let's see.
What were you saying, Kexer?
Did you guys end up killing the vampires?
We did.
Yes. Both of them died.
Very cool. Just wasn't sure.
Along with me.
Alright, and so you guys are walking along, following the light, the illumination cast by light, the light being emitted from Vera's spellbook, and then you, I need a perception check. This is hearing from everyone. Oh.
Perception. Give me something good. Nope. I got a 7.
Alright. So, 9 more laps. Your ears, your cat-like ears, senses allow you to pick up as your ears begin to twitch and turn in various ways. You hear a mechanical sounding, almost a mechanical sounding monotone voice that keeps on repeating. Keeps on repeating this, but it intermittently, like there's a pause after each time it completes this phrase. It says, please input the correct password on the simulated numpad.
It just keeps going.
Yes. Well, it says that, and then it pauses for about 10 seconds, and then it says it again. But you can clearly, memorize it with an over 20 roll. You can clearly hear that it's not this sound, even though it's echoing in the sewers. It's not in the main like tunnel. It's off on a side sort of room or path.
Can I tell which way?
Yes, it's ahead of you and to your right. Like you can see I'll just say you see it because once you hear it, you see it as well. The sort of off branch that the sound is most likely coming from. Now that you've heard that.
Well, I'm gonna stealth forward.
Vera seems to have heard it too, and closes her book, so like only the barest sliver of light is being emitted from it.
Wait, would you say it was a reading light?
I mean, sure. Alright, so 9 more lives. You come across a room. This is only what 9 more lives sees, but you come across a sort of maybe you don't know how the sewers of Waterdeep were constructed, but it looks like maybe a former storage room or something of that sort. But it's fairly spacious, and this is what 9 More Lives sees. You guys aren't here yet, by the way. So you see a figure, a robed figure, with his back turned to you, sort of hunched over. On his shoulder is a strange-looking tiny creature. It looks like a brain with legs. That sort of like, you can't see it, but it looks like it's peering over this figure's shoulder. They both seem to be enraptured by whatever it is. It's the thing emitting the words you heard that's in common. It says, please, once again, it repeats it. You hear it more clearly now that you're in this, or at the edge of this room. It says, please input the correct password on the simulated numpad. Be aware, further unsuccessful attempts to unlock this device result in the device being locked.
Can the rest of us hear this at this point?
Have you stealthed up? So you see 9 More Lives' ears twitch, and then she sort of lopes on ahead, all cat-like, and pokes her head around the corner. But you guys don't know what she's looking at.
How far ahead is she? Can I see her with no dark vision?
So she is about, since the light is closed, it's only dim light, so it's about 20 feet of dim light, and she's right at the periphery of that.
Okay, but I can see she's stopped and is observing something?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to send her a message just so that we can stay silent, but at the same time communicate. I'm going to say, what do you see?
Also, I think I would, Indy would think about it and then slowly move up.
Same.
Maybe still a little bit behind 9 More Lives because like he's definitely freaked out after literally dying.
It was only for a second. Actually, no, like 30 minutes.
Not 20.
Yeah, and Kexi would sneak up right next to her as well.
Not 20.
So
Nice.
Indy, you like it's like in those movies where a door or something is closed, and there's a person standing there, either for comedic effect or if it's a horror movie, for the jump scares. That's how you sort of like saddle up to 9 More Lives. And so you're peering on the corner too.
Catsier?
Well, Caxier also stealths up as well.
I was making a joke about like cat. 9 More Lives being a cat.
No.
That's whoosh. So you guys are now looking, peering around the corner, and your heads are sort of in this stacked position. So 9 More Lives is on the bottom. Above her head is Caxier's, and then Indy is the highest one. And so you're peering around. You see the same thing. This figure is now like making sounds you don't identify, but it's clearly the tone is one of frustration. And it's getting more and more agitated. It's beginning to shake. And this brain with legs on its shoulder, maybe empathetically, is also beginning to like quiver.
If I don't get an answer, I'm going to send a message down the line, just each person. Like, what's going on, guys?
Do we all see the brain thing too?
Only the 3 that are up there, I think.
Yeah.
There's some weird guy with the rectangle thing.
I'll convey whatever description they give to Vera as in a message as well.
Okay. So she will message you back, and she says, well, the figure, based on context, sounds like it could be a mind flayer. They usually like to hang out with those, they're called intellect devourers, but they can be described as brains with legs, I suppose.
How dangerous are these things?
So they both like to eat brains. So this is Vera, do you have message? Nine more lives. Because otherwise you'd be speaking this out loud.
Oh, that's right. That was Rex communicating. No, I don't have message.
Okay. Yes, it's just
So
intellect.
is this creature holding the phone thing?
You can't see it. Its back is turned to you. It's holding something that's saying something. And he's getting mad at it.
Is there like water and stuff on the ground? Is it just like sewage?
Now this is like it's surprisingly dry in this room.
Okay.
How convenient.
But yeah, so what do you guys decide to do? You are currently, it does not appear that this figure has detected you. Vera has explained to Rex that this is most likely the mind flayer. What do you guys want to do?
Caxir is holding a dagger and waiting to throw it if the brain turns around to face us.
Shit.
Can I tell if the mind flayer is holding any metal?
Do you have a sense metal ability I don't know about?
A perception check? Does that
Okay,
count?
well, yes, I'll give you that perception check. It needs to be very high because his back is turned. Okay, 20. It would need to be over 20. So based on his anatomy is weird because you're not used to seeing a figure like this. Like there's a lumpy parts to him you didn't expect. But based on the way the robe like creases and bends, you think he's wearing some sort of armor. Maybe a breastplate.
So I'm gonna prep heat metal for when he comes by.
Okay. So at this point, I think the only ones back are. Go ahead.
Sorry, if he starts attacking, I want to ready an action so that way I can hit him with heat metal with his armor.
Okay.
The people that are back are probably Rex, Vera, and Cherokee.
Yeah.
NPC mode.
And so, like Vera like looks at you and like motions with her head like, "You wanna go up?"
Yeah, I guess let's walk up.
All right. She gives you guidance.
Okay.
So Nathan, can you use Mage Hand with a sleight of hand to take something stealthily or no?
So you're arcane trickster, so you can because your hand's invisible. I believe. Let me look at this up. Look at your like first ability for arcane trickster. You get like buffs to mage hand. Oh. It's the ledger main. You can retrieve an object in a container worn or carried by another creature. So you need to be a sleight of hand check. Now, the problem is, the sleight of hand in this case will only be if you can take it or not. Because you can't actually see this thing. This is just like if you can grab with your mage hand and take it away from him. He is, or it is staring directly at it, so it will immediately know it's gone.
I prepare to throw my dagger if that happens.
Like it's not like it's on his person somewhere on his belt or something. You take it. He's literally staring at it. Okay, so
He's actively using it.
So if it disappears from him, he'll know something is afoot.
How smart are intellect devourers really? I'm just kidding.
Indy is like just dumb.
He just died. Give him a break.
So Vera is giving you guidance on your stealth check. Here, Rex. The sort of schmooze on up. Oh Lord.
Oh yeah.
Do I want her to?
Cool. Roll a perception check.
She is going to use Bead of Instant Karma to give you advantage.
Bead of instant karma.
It is an ability for her being an occultant.
So I roll one more time.
You
Oh.
had guidance again.
Oh, no.
So.
Well, I just assumed the 2 applies to that.
Yeah, so yeah, you're good. You're fine. So everyone's up there now. The
Wait, did I mention that Indy is also a dancing bard?
The occultant, the mind flayer and his pet intellect power have not seen you so far. But he begins to be speaking now in frustration. But it sounds strange. I don't think anyone here can speak deep.
No.
Okay, it sounds... If a language could be wet and or maybe moist is probably... Moist and slimy. But this would be that. But also, like, menacing. Imagine a dark language.
There's something I want to do.
Okay.
I want to use minor illusion to simulate the voice of the machine, saying, due to timeout on your response, this device is locked.
Okay. So, they see you prepping that spell. Vera says to Rex, it says it's frustrated. It can sense magic coming from the device, but it can't figure out how to get the magic out. That's...
I'll send back. We don't really need to fight it. Can we just disable it for a moment? Like, do you have anything to disable this? I'm talking about the mind flayer specifically.
Anyone have hold person?
She says, I can do something, but
I doubt hold person's gonna work on a mind flayer.
They don't. They hate other intel. She says, I can use them, but they usually... Mind flayers are kind of like with most undead. They're sort of a kill on sight sort of thing, because they don't really like, well, people. Like, at all.
I don't know what your something is yet.
I'm seeing what she has that she can use.
No, that's cool.
Okay, so she says, well, I can make one of you move really fast.
Okay.
Or I can make him move very slow.
Okay.
What about both?
I prefer slow on the mind flare.
I can't do both.
That's too bad.
I mean, do we want to see the slow idea seems like fighting it, and the making one of us fast idea seems like escaping.
I am totally for the escaping idea. I do not want to fight today.
The problem is it's only one person that's fast out of 6.
Yep, that's fine. As long as it's
You're
good,
not-
I can
you're
just
not
get
gonna be the
out of
fast
here.
one. I guarantee it's going to be our feline friend.
If I had to rate my
Oh,
dexterity
really?
from like a range of, let's say, like 1 to 20, I'd say my dexterity would be a 17.
This would be running is like an athletics thing though, so you need a strong boy to run
Yes,
fast.
that is not me.
Yeah. I don't
Unfortunately,
know.
I don't have any strong boys.
I'll send one message more back to Vera. Do you think we can kill it?
Yes.
Okay.
How many hit points does Indy have right now again?
You have
He's full.
25.
Oh.
It's not full, but it's
Oh,
what
yeah,
Vera
but,
healed
like,
you.
Normally.
Well,
I'll
when
start
you,
sending
when
messages
you
to everybody.
when you revived, that like removed the curse on you.
Okay, so I need to figure out what exactly. I had it somewhere up here. I just gotta keep scrolling up and 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 up. Still chilling. Up. 31 hit points normally. Hit point max on 31. Okay, cool. So yeah. 31 hit points.
Okay, so you guys will technically get a surprise round on this boy since he hasn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a couple seconds just telling everybody like we're gonna fight it. Wait till Vera, cast something on it.
Okay. Well, she says, "Do you want me to cast slow or do you want me to cast haste?"
It's gonna be slow.
Okay. And when you will do roll initiative. Just for. Oh damn! She critted.
Nice.
Who did?
Vera.
What did I do?
Oh, with initiative?
Yeah.
My rolls are on point today. Dang.
I thought you meant on slow. I was like, I don't understand how slow works then. Brain boy.
Cool, this key switch is still broken.
Oh, that's the wrong one. So, for all of you assassins out there, they will be under the surprise condition. This might be good for you.
I'm at the bottom of the order, though.
It doesn't matter. He won't go until he's surprised. Essentially, skips his round or his turn.
Cool.
All right. So Vera will open her book more fully. As in, it's now fully open. And the pages begin to move on their own accord to a certain place. And she says in Elvish, "The pen is mightier." And then she reaches into the book and pulls out her sword. And then with that, she points this sword. There were others, but I reduced the amount so you guys could actually be able to complete the encounter. And
Don't tell us that.
I mean, this was when you had Shero and Belle and
I know.
yeah. And she points it at them and she casts slow. And we'll see if it works. Alright. Up to 6 creatures of your choice in a 40-foot cube within range. and they need to succeed on a wisdom saving throw. Okay, intellect devour. He got a 5. Mind Flayer has advantage against this. Well, let's see what he rolls. He rolled 25.
Okie dokie.
Press F.
There's a snail here somewhere. Where are you, snail man? Here you are. It's okay.
Mr. Snareman.
So
Give me
the
anything.
this is happening very fast, but you see that the Mind Flayer and the Intellect Devourer are beginning to turn towards you and stand up at the same time, or like stand to full height. The Intellect Devourer is moving much more slowly, though. Indy,
Mm-hmm.
it's your turn.
I cast Heat Metal because that was sort of my action.
All right.
thingy.
Now looking,
Cast it.
you do see that he is wearing something. What is the save, Con?
Yep. DC 14.
So he doesn't have an advantage, but he can roll a 17.
Dang.
Is that half damage?
Actually, no, he does have advantage against spells. Never mind. So it would have been. He would have critically
Or
succeeded.
drop the out. So it must succeed on Constitution save throw or drop the object if it can. If it. So I think it takes damage anyways.
It's usually the case for spells above cantrips.
But it doesn't have to drop the armor.
Yeah. Alright. So yes, it still takes a full damage, but it doesn't get the second paragraph there. Okay, so he still takes 12 damage.
So it doesn't get the disadvantage.
Yeah. Rex.
Yeah. I'm going to swing out wide. And I'm going to cast... Let's see. Let's give him a good old Scorching Ray. And I'm going to do...
Big old sunburn.
I'm going to do 2 at the Brain Boy and 1 at the Tentacle Boy.
Alright. That's a hit.
Those are both at the Brain Boy, so that's
Both
13
hits.
fire damage if they both hit.
They
The
do.
last one at the Tentacle guy, 14.
That is a hit.
Excellent.
Alright.
So I kind of...
He
I
is...
get my spellbook out, which is shitty compared to Vera's, and fire off 3 rays.
Alright. And So he's surprised, so he can't move or take actions. He's done, so is Brain Boy. 9 more lives.
I want to target the brain boy, but I specifically want to aim towards where the brain stem would be if this was like a normal brain.
Okay. You definitely hit surprise, so I think you still get sneak, right? Is that... I think you actually attack with advantage, too. Let me see. If you're surprised, you can't move or take an action in your first turn of combat, and you can't take a reaction, that turn ends. Okay, so you don't get automatically get advantage. That's for assassins, I think. So you don't get your sneak attack, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So those will both hit. So I'm assuming you want the 11 damage though.
Yes.
All right. So this poor brain boy is like turning at you, and now you see that like it has this weird like tongue like hanging out. It's like whip-like hanging out from the uh, the cerebrum, but it's wagging it about rather languidly. And that sight so disgusts you, you just loose your arrow, and it just lodges in the brain, and it falls down off the shoulder of the tentacle boy dead. And the tentacle boy exclaims something in surprise.
Well, that was easy.
Now that slow is no longer a thing. She will go. Wait, no, Caxter didn't go yet. Why aren't you in the turn order?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I had 15.
You didn't click your face first, or your character first. There we go.
Okay, click on your token and go and roll again. I'll just put 15.
It was the first time.
We'll go back down to you. Okay, so what do you do?
I'm gonna throw 2 daggers at the. Actually, first I'm gonna move there, and then I'm gonna throw 2 daggers at the mine. I have advantage, right?
What are your assassin abilities?
Advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat yet. In addition, any hit you score as against a creature that is surprised is critical.
So I will rule that he hasn't taken a turn yet, because he couldn't do anything.
Okay.
So
But
the
he's no longer
advantage, and if you
surprised,
hit,
right?
is a critical hit, so it doubles damage. 18 hits. So that's the first one, I'm assuming. So that's double damage. Man, you guys really fucked his day up. Okay, so 13, 26.
I came here to have a good time, and I'm honestly feeling so attacked right now.
And you guys had it. And 16 is 7 this time. So he's very hurt, it looks like. Vera will say, she looks like she was thinking for a bit, and she's like, "Oh right, we need to spread out." And then she goes to, let's say, 9 more lives, and she knights you with her ethereal blade. And when she does, time slows down for you, or your perception of time has improved enough that it feels like time has slowed down for you. And she has cast haste on you.
You're the Flash now.
So, your speed is doubled. You have +2 to AC. You have advantage on dexterity saving throws, and you gain an additional action on each of your turns. But that action must be an attack action, dash, disengage, hide, or use object. And then Vera moves. Here. Indy,
Yes.
it is your turn.
So I'm going to stay far away from this guy. But I'm going to cast Bane on this guy at level 1. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to keep doing heat metal. And then that's another 2d8.
Now, are they both concentration?
That's a good
Yes.
question.
Just 2 bonus action first.
Yes, I'm just going to do heat metal.
Okay.
So I'll roll. Oh, my keyboard isn't plugged in. Come on. There you go. It lives. Roll 2d8. Come on, give me something good. 5. 5 damage. Cool.
All right, his breastplate flares red hot briefly, and if any of your player characters have Caxi or has, you lived on the water, it's beginning to smell like fried squid or calamari or something a little bit with all the searing
Yummy.
damage he's taken. And that is your
Fried squid.
that is your bonus action. Now, technically, I believe that's still using a spell, so you have to use a cantrip or an attack action.
Okay. I do have Vicious Mockery, so I will cast that at him. Hey, crit on the damage.
All right, so let's see. It's a Wisdom or a Charisma save. Wisdom. Maybe he rolled a 21.
Not to be that person, but can't
This
you
guy's
not
brain
use...
is just... He's wise.
Wait, can't you not use Vicious Mockery unless you've been attacked by the thing you are attacking? Or is that just...
I think that's only Hellish Rebuke.
No.
Hellish Rebuke, of
Right, a
course,
creature
right,
I can
sorry.
see within range.
Sorry.
That's it.
What do you say?
I'm gonna eat you.
He turns his head as if he's curiously regarding something, and then he hears that bubbling, slithering, moist language. Vera says, it says not if I eat your brain first.
Joke's on you, I have no brain.
Alright, Rex.
Magic missile to the face.
Alright.
Pew, pew,
Oh.
pew.
Critted.
Well, you can't crit on magic missiles, so...
Oh.
Triple
5.
helix.
So you got...
Magic missile just right at his dome.
Doesn't like he staggers back from the force of the magic missile.
And I'm gonna move. Well, not right there, but right there.
All right, he's gonna do a thing now. I need. Who can you get with this? Let's do a ruler. Yeah. Okay, I need Vera, Indy, 91 Lives, and Rex to make an intelligence saving throw.
That is not my strong suit.
Oh my god. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
Give me something good. 17.
You got a +6, Rex. You rolled 2.
Why is the... Yeah, but what doesn't make sense is... Oh my god. What doesn't make sense is the 6 is in parentheses.
I think that's what the modifier is to the roll.
Okay.
All right. Rex. So basically, what happens is it just stares at you with just like a look of absolute loathing and hate, and you feel, some of you like get this massive headache. For some of you, it slowly passes or quickly passes. For others, it renders you stunned. The one it renders stunned is Rex. You also take 22 psychic damage. Everyone else takes 11 psychic damage.
I take 11 psychic damage.
Ow.
Yes. You're also now stunned, Rex. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
It's ironic that our smartest person failed the intelligence saving throw.
And then, who's the person who did the most damage to him? Caxier?
Yeah.
Big brain equals more fail.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Whoa, what just happened? My headphones just restarted.
Okay. You are charmed by... You never knew that a mind flayer could appear so attractive. Maybe he just has like an innate charisma about him, but it's not like you've fallen in love, but like you want to be friends with this strange aberration. So much so that you're willing to do anything it tells you to. And in fact, it tells you telepathically to attack your friends.
Okay. Does it tell me which one to attack?
It just says attack your friends.
Does she know who we are?
Do I know who you are?
Like in this charmed state.
Yeah, I know that you're my friend because I've been fighting alongside you, I'm assuming.
So it would say to you, it says you can use this to execute commands to the creature while you are conscious. It says attack that creature, and it points at... Who would it point at? No, it would point at Indy probably.
Cool, thanks.
Sorry.
Again.
Because you're the one heating metal on it every round.
That is true.
But that is its turn. So on your turn, you will do your best to try to kill Indy.
Yeah.
Again.
Hey, I didn't kill you last time. I just almost got bullied.
9 more lives.
What's the difference?
A 14 will not hit.
But I get another action, so
Yes, that will. There's no sneak, unfortunately, but 13 is a grievous wound. You can still use your bonus action disengage. Haha. Also, you have like 60 feet of movement, so you can literally go effing anywhere you want.
I don't want to be near Caxier right now.
Can they tell that I'm charmed?
So they can't because it's telepathic. They might notice once you start murdering your teammates.
Yeah, obviously, but...
Typically, that's the way it works.
I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter to hit management once that happens.
All right, 9 more lives. That was a beautiful turn. You see that the tentacle of Mind Flayer is not looking so good. He's unsteady on his feet, but he's still standing proud on this black rectangular device still in his hand. But at Caxier, it is your turn.
I'm gonna...
I mean, mean, you might miss. Oh, you definitely didn't.
Nice.
Oh.
Indy is the
Sorry.
whipping boy. Okay,
Guess I'll die.
so Indy, you're not dead. You're only unconscious this time.
It's not sneak attack damage, is it?
No.
No.
I mean, you might still be alive. 7 and 12. So
I have
that's
1 hit point.
19.
Yes!
So Caxir just like comes over to you, Indy, walks over to you nonchalantly, all smiles, and you're about to say like, "Oh, hey Caxir, what's up? Why are you approaching me in the middle of battle?" And then like with this wicked grin, she pulls out dual scimitars and just begins carving away at your flesh.
This is
I only
almost on brand for her.
Yeah.
So now
Fucking
uh,
tieflings are at it again.
Rude.
Mhm.
It'll be you next, and I won't be charmed.
and then you see the make a perception check. Those who aren't stunned. It'd be 9 more lives, Indy and Vera.
I need to make a what?
Perception check.
Perception check. 8. I rolled a 2.
9 more lives. You see the mind flayer like rubbing his hands together, and you think you can hear him chuckle.
See Waluigi?
Maybe. He's certainly got the color scheme down, black and purple. But Vera, on her turn, will say, Caxir is under the effects of us. Oh, that's sorry, wrong accent. She's Caxir is under
Wait,
the.
who is that?
Who is who?
Who is that accent, though?
Churro.
That's the girl you met in the sewers.
Yeah.
Vera will say she's under the effects of a spell. And then she will. What would she do? She sees that Rex is hurt and Indy is hurt. So she is going to cast Mass Healing Word. And, well, she critically... You guys get 6 health back! Yay! Because she didn't do well on her roll. Actually, everyone gets 6 health back.
Oh, so I have 7 health now. Yay!
And what else would she do? No, she would do something else too to really save lives here. Let's see. Sorry. She would like walk towards you, Caxir, and is holding up her holy symbol of Mistra.
Be gone! I'm not gonna finish that vine.
Thought.
Yeah.
And she like places it on your person. You're still like panting, trying to murder Indy, but she like places it on your person, and there's like a flash of light, and then you come to your senses.
The power of the weave compels you.
But she looks very tired from doing that. Indy's turn.
Yep. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself because I feel like I'm about to die, and I'm going to cast it at 2nd level.
Alright. Just give yourself the good touch. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
16.
Dank. Hey, that applies because it's 420 today.
Hey.
I have 23 hit points now. Yeah, no kidding. 9 more lives.
So on the battle map, Indy, you can just type in plus in the green bubble, and it'll display your health there.
Yep, I see.
Okay, Rex, you are stunned.
Int save.
You can do it. Yes,
Ah,
you are no longer stunned.
Woohoo!
But it is his turn again. And he is going to look at 9 more lives who's been plaguing him. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. 9 more lives.
What a jerk.
Oh, you're good. So you feel these strange whispers in your mind, compelling you to do something, but you shake it off. But the after effects, the whispers still linger, dealing 4 psychic damage to you.
I'm a cat. I do what I want.
Can't tell him what to do? Alright, now's your turn.
I'm not still hasted, right?
Oh, no, you are. Vera hasn't been attacked. Well, she has, but she made the save. Actually, let me adjudicate. I'm sure she will because she has advantage on the save, but let me make sure. Oh yes, she's good. All right. How do you want to do this?
Nice.
So I guess when he dies, I'm gonna all of a sudden get transfixed by the dangling of the tentacles, and then my eyes are gonna go all glassy like a newborn kitten, and I'm gonna start batting it.
All right. So you just run him through with the rapier, and you see these majestic string-like structures dangling from the face, and as the hood is thrown back. And as he falls down slumped, you hear a clattering as the black rectangular device drops to the floor. And you just like quickly sew your rapier, just being like pawing at the tentacles, like playing with them. Vera will rush over to the 3 of you that have been mentally or physically assaulted by the mind flayer. Like, oh my gosh, is everyone okay? Caxier, you're not going to stab any of your friends anymore? Indy, you got some color back in those albino cheeks? Rex,
Yeah,
you're no longer glassy-eyed, so you look fine.
Weird.
My head hurts.
Weird.
I just blink off to a corner somewhere.
I'll go pick up the M phone.
All right. As soon as you pick it up, maybe it's reacting to your touch, magical energy you have, but you see like projected on this glass face on one of the sides of the M phone. It looks like numbers arranged in order. There's also two other symbols there as well. But that voice comes back and says, input. It says, please input the correct password on the simulated numpad.
6969.
No, I'll just put it in my bag.
420.
Okay. Anyone else want to do anything?
No.
Can I go look
Well,
at the
actually,
brain?
I'm gonna walk over to Cax here, who you moved into the corner, right?
Yeah.
Does it seem like you're sort of sulking or acting upset? I don't know.
I'm going out of my way to not interact with the rest of the group and kind of looking like embarrassed and dejected.
It's not your fault.
Yeah.
Can I inspect the mind flayer and like kind of see if he has anything interesting on him?
I will also investigate. Let's see.
Roll investigation.
That's a 15.
All right.
Actually,
Vera is approaching you, Caxter. She will talk to you for a bit, but I will.
oh god.
So, Indy, you
Mhm.
maybe being a usually down in your luck bard, you know the value of coin, and so you immediately start looking for the jangly, the clinking bits of coin, and you find a coin pouch, but it well, it doesn't look like a normal one. Like usually made out of like leather or sackcloth or something. This is, well, it's leather, but it's not a kind you're familiar with.
Interesting. What does it look like?
Medicine check. Oh, sorry, I said medicine check? Did I cut out?
No, I heard you. You were asking Indy to make that check, right?
Yes.
So, what check do you want me to do?
Medicine.
Okay. Medicine check. 10.
Wasn't it hard to check? Because you're looking at Rex, because he's right next to you. Looks like human skin.
Oh, that's fun.
Okay, but you open it up, you find 30 gold pieces inside.
Nice.
Rex, you're looking around, the more choice bits, as it were. You find something curious. We find two things. Underneath, because you've never encountered a creature like this, so you're performing like sort of maybe autopsy, if you will. And so you're like moving you're like pushing 9 more lives a little bit out of the way. You're like, stop, let me inspect the body. So you're looking at the tentacles in the mouth, and you're looking at one of the tentacles and lifting up one on the back end. You notice that there is a tattoo or brand on it, and it looks like a large circle, and around it there are, one second. Around it there, um, 10 smaller circles.
Do you have like a drawing of it
So,
or something? I can
It'll
look
be
at?
horrible, but sure. These are also filled in. It's like a tattoo of brand, so it's like black against the skin.
Okay. Would I recognize it from anything? Just because, like, out of character knowledge, it looks like it could be a diagram of the planar system.
So I don't know if this looked right the right number of circles, but they're all like the circle in the middle is large, while all the ones around it are equal size, same coloration, and filled in. Yes. So make a history check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Can I make the same check?
How long have you been in Waterdeep?
Me?
Yes, like before all this.
I mean, swear to
I think I live there.
Then you can make this without disadvantage.
I can't.
Okay, so Indy, you've seen this before, but you can't place it. Rex, this is the symbol of the Xanathar, who is a beholder crime boss.
Yikes. I'm going to relay that to Vera specifically, but I'll say it out loud to the group.
They usually, currently he's also in, you've heard rumors around town, the Xanathar, this Xanathar, that, but currently that he's fighting with another, crime syndicate known as the Zentarum.
Okay.
And so you see that, and you're like, oh, that's weird, and you inform the party, and then you're looking further, and you see, tucked into the breastplate, a scrap of vellum.
Okay. What does it say?
You cannot read it. It's a lot of swirly language.
I'll walk over to Vera. Show it to her.
So she looks at it. She's talking to Caxir. And you're like,
okay.
So you're walking over to her. But you see her patting Caxir on the shoulder. It's like, it's okay. It's okay. Is this your first time being dominated magically?
Thanks, I hate it.
I mean, you get, I don't want to say you get used to it, but you begin to recognize it when it happens. And you just should.
Make it any better.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Never mind.
She says, just remember that it wasn't your fault. You're magically compelled to follow his directions.
Actually, if they're having an aside for a couple minutes, can I just ritually cast Comprehend Languages while I'm just sitting there?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll leave them alone. If I'd have noticed they were busy. That'll only take 10 minutes while I'm sitting there.
But she's trying her best to comfort you, Caxir. So I think the best thing to do would be, when you feel more like it, you do, though, even though it wasn't your fault, your body still technically slashed your friend, so it would probably be best to at least apologize to Indy.
I know.
Do I hear this?
She's whispering it, but she's that loud whisper. She's not trying to be overtly stealthy.
Okay. I just sigh and reach out my arm and say hug.
Oh yeah, she does. Gives you a hug.
Okay.
Yes, mission complete.
And then I'll wander over to Indy.
I thought you were gonna apologize to him then. You don't. If you're not. Okay, so 9 more lives. You see, like Rex is like rifling through this. No, I didn't hear what you said. Last thing I heard from you was I walk over to Indy. Okay. So 9 more lives. You see Rex is like inspecting this body, performing a thorough examination. But you're just interested really in these tentacles, and you're just batting at them. But it doesn't look like you don't see anything of import.
Do they smell fishy?
They do.
I'm gonna roll around in that.
All right. So Rex is now like he has finished. He has concluded his examination of the body. He's beginning to set up to ritually cast a spell, which variable will cast light to give so you can actually see Rex. Because she has her sword emits light when it's drawn, but she has sheathed that, so she has
Oh yeah, if it got dark, I mean I have light on my own too. So.
Okay.
But that's fine.
So she's like helping you now, Rex. But you look around 9 more lives because you know you usually you're like gotta make sure that this is your like this is your prey, so you get dibs on rolling in it, on maybe snacking on it. If you want to hide it somewhere to come back later, it's you. So you're like glancing around to make sure everyone else is preoccupied, and then you do a little roll on over the tentacle boy's face.
Would I be able to put it in my vor bag, or would I have to break it down?
You can try.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
All right. So basically, this bag opens up, gets that snuffling around. It gets like most of the head in, and then it just starts like retching, like dry heaving almost. Like if a bag could cough, it would sound like that. But you give it a moment. Maybe and let it get accustomed to the smell of this disgusting creature, and then proceed. And it's no longer snuffling. It's just like it seems like it's now consuming this mind flayer corpse out of a sense of duty rather than delight. What it does at the end of it, it does expand to accommodate the mind flayer's corpse.
I'm gonna head over just to the corner, looking self-satisfied.
Yeah. So you go over to the corner where everyone's busy doing their stuff, and you like reach in. You think about a mind flayer, and you grip the tentacle just to make sure it's still there, and then you pull your paw back out. And you're like, yes, I got it.
And then I'm gonna just groom my face a little bit.
All right. So, Caxian is apologizing to Indy. Bear is helping Rex ritually cast a spell. I mean, Rex says he's gone. So we have to get back because this is plot. This note written in deep. Sure. Go there, make a perception check. So 9 more lives. Basically, after the adrenaline of the fight and the thrill of the hunt and the storage of the mind flayer, you begin to feel very tired, like you need to have a sit down and take a minute, like you've been up for like 2 to 3 days straight. Or for a cat, it's like you've been up for, I don't know, 16 hours.
Is this just a result of coming off the pace?
It feels you don't feel as quick as you once were, and Vera smiles at you apologetically. So, Cax, you're looking down both ways. You don't see anything approaching or hear anything approaching with your dark vision and your senses. Rex, are you back? Okay. So I'll just, I'm assuming Rex is going to share this with the party, but he's reading it. The swirls of ink that almost hurt to look at begin to form, at least in Rex's vision, begin to form into words that he can understand. And it says, you get a sense of menace from the wording of the document, but it says something like Quaz Ordel. Be sure to assist the Fey Elf in his construction of a portal to the Underdark. Do this in the name of the Xanathar.
I'm back.
Okay, so I'll repeat that. The swirls begin to resolve into text you can understand. And you read the words Quaz Ordel. Assist the Fey Elf in his construction of a portal to the Underdark. Do this in the name of the Xanathar.
What's the name of the elf?
It doesn't say, it just says Fey Elf. The letter is addressed to one Quaz Ordel, which might be the deceased Mind Flayer.
Did we take the Mind Flayer's body?
The Mind Flayer's body is in. You don't see it anymore. You were absorbed in casting your spell, but it's gone.
Okay. Did we take his body, guys?
You don't see it on Indy or Kexier's person. You know.
No, I know. I'm literally asking.
There's one person here with a loot bag that is capable of devouring pretty much anything. Rex, you would just know that a Fey Elf, all elves are like semi-Fey based on their connection, because they're originally from the Feywild, but in this time and age, you refer to a Fey Elf. There's also another name for an Eladrin.
Oh, okay.
That's not, you don't need to roll for that, you just know that because you're a smart boy.
Okay.
Alright, is there anything else you guys want to do here? Anything you want to RP? Look around some more? Look around the sewers some more? Go back to Acquisitions Inc. Incorporated? AC Inc. headquarters.
We've all well. What was that? I'm ready to go. Guys, we're all ready to go.
Yeah, I want to get out of this shitty place.
Tudunch.
Indy does say that, like, canonically. Indy loves puns.
All right. So you guys head back, following Belgrathor's lead, back to Acquisitions Inc. headquarters. Cax, you're lagging a little bit behind the group. Vera occasionally looking back at you worriedly, but decides to give you your space. You make it back to headquarters, where you enter through the gift shop as appropriate. You see all the branded Acquisitions Inc. adventuring gear. You make it through the sort of common area where there's receptionists, there's tables set out, there's a lot more people here. And you, and as soon as you enter this room, opening a door on the far end and stepping through it is one purple robed wizard, who you recognize is Jim Darkmagic, and he confidently walks towards you and says, I set up an alarm spell to let me know if someone brought my M phone back, and it seems that you were successful in your mission. Congratulations. Not that I expected you to die in the sewers or anything, but I suppose that is in order.
I'll present the phone. Hand it to him.
He looks at it. He says, you didn't unlock it, did you?
No.
Oh, that's good. Good, of course. How could you beat my unbreakable password? Anyway, I suppose I did promise you something here. And you hold out your hand, Rex, and he just like drops 3 rings in your hand. He says, I have no need for these anymore. The ones I now wear are far superior.
Okay.
He says,
Thank you, Master Wizard.
he says, Team Soteria, huh? If I need some menial task done again, I'll be sure to remember your names. Well, I say that, but I won't really. But you get the idea.
Sure.
And then he walks away.
I'm gonna narrow my eyes at him. Is he still in the?
He's walking away from you now. And once again, if there are people in his way, they consciously step out of the way.
No, I'm just gonna let it go.
What's Vera doing when all this is going down?
She doesn't want to talk to Jim or like interface with him at all. So she was like, oh look, this wood paneling is so interesting. Look at the grain. Like, it's very awkward.
Okay. So while we're here, we're done with Jim, right? He's walking away?
Yeah.
I'm going to take the form that I prepared that is in my channel to, is there like a front desk?
There is.
All right, I'm going to take that and just turn it in to, I ask, where can I turn in forms from Team Soteria? Can I turn that in here? Is that appropriate?
They say, well, what type of form is it?
It's a job request change form.
Ah, more common than you think. And she takes it from you, and she opens this, like, massive filing cabinet. pulls it out. It seems like it's almost comically how far it extends out. It's even more so than what it should contain physically. But she puts it in and then closes it with like a mighty heat, a push, and then Rex, you hear a scritch in your ledger.
I'll thank the receptionist. Thank you for your help, and I'll walk away back to the group, and I'll take out my ledger and take a look at it.
And in it is what I wrote.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll Indy. I submitted your request, and they said they'll let us know.
Thank you.
Okay. So Vera says, well, it was a pleasure adventuring with you guys, get a different feel than outside of Palace, but I have to go and pursue our own investigation in Waterdeep now. So I'll leave you here, but first here, Rex, I will trust you with these. Damn, that sucked. She hands you 2 scrolls, and she says they are scrolls of sending. She says you can use these to contact, well, anyone that you've met before.
Oh, thank you.
And do you guys have a place to stay in while you're here in Waterdeep?
I don't believe we know anything about that. Do we know anything about lodging at headquarters? I'm asking the DM. I'm out of character asking.
You're not certain. You don't
Okay.
know. You don't know. I would.
Vera, is there a standard place where we could stay while we're here visiting headquarters?
Well, I recommend the Yawning Portal. It's
Okay.
It's where our team stays when we have dealings in Waterdeep. We don't really like most of the people at headquarters. I shouldn't say most, just one, really. Maybe 2.
Okay.
Anyway, the rates are good, the food's good, the spirits are good, if you're into that sort of thing. The atmosphere's kind of lively. But it's a pretty famous town around here. It's actually located pretty close to headquarters.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome.
So while she's saying goodbye to the rest of the party, I'm going to walk back over to that front desk that I just turned that form into.
Yep.
And I want to ask them about what was written in the ledger. So it said it will be presented to us. Like an answer will be given next time we're here, but we are here.
Oh, yes. The secretarian just informed me that your job request or your job change request form has been received, filed, reviewed, and approved with some conditions. And I'm about to present you your new pins, and I believe Team Soteria is Team Soteria. She just pulls out this massive book. She's like, Team Soteria. Ah, okay. Silver pins. Okay. And she says, can you gather the rest of the members of your party if they're here?
Sure. I'll wave them over.
Okay, she says, Indy Breadth, Freya Winterborn, which is Cherokee. You have been transferred out of Team Soteria. There seems to be another group that needs an occultant services. In the breadth, Freya Winterborn and Caxir and Taris Al Nair, your job positions with the Acquisitions Inc. Adventuring Company have
I'm gonna have to
changed.
go for like 5 minutes.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
He said he has to go for a couple seconds, which is
Okay.
perfect timing.
He says, so I will need you to turn in your old pins and gear, and I will present you with new ones. And I'll just show you guys that real quick. Just in the breadth, you are now the cartographer of Team Soteria. Here's your pin and gear to match. Freya Winterborn, you are now the obviator of Team Soteria. Here's your pin and gear to match. Caxir and Tares Al Nair, you are now the secretarian of Team Soteria. Here is your pin and gear to match. If you are assigned a sixth person to replace the loss of your two members, that individual will be a decisionist in order to break any ties. She says, that concludes our business. If you have any further questions, you can. There's another station for that, and she points at one down the line.
So thank you so much for your help. And I'm gonna I'm gonna write something up specific to what just happened in the sewer to document this whole portal to the Underdark thing and submit it. I'll give you what I actually type out of character, or I'm sorry, offline. But I don't know,
Okay.
how long would that take me to prepare? Maybe 10, 20 minutes?
Yeah, something you want to sit down. Definitely sit down and write, maybe at the yawning portal.
I can do that too. I was just going to turn it in while I was here, but that's fine. Either one.
Yeah. So Vera has left. You can also inspect these rings that you were given.
I figured I'd do that back in the room with identify rituals.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
You can always ask Rex to do that. You can even check
If that's the form you want me to turn into, then
person
we'll do it.
as well.
We can talk
Okay.
about it.
There might be a go to word jail in there. Just saying.
You guys want to head to the yawning portal?
Okay.
All right. We didn't have any other business here, right?
Not now. Okay. So you're in portal. You enter. It's a very large tavern. The giant hole in the middle, sort of walled off, but someone can still easily fall into it if they're not paying attention, drunk, that sort of thing. You see a sort of a pulley system set up over this walled off gigantic hole in the middle of the tavern. Past the hole, you see a well-stocked, large bar. Behind it is a bearded man, hairy arms, serving drinks as fast as people can request them. rather gruff, middle-aged appearance. True to Vera's word, is very lively here. A lot of different faces and creatures that you haven't seen before. You see half-orcs, elves, humans, dwarves, gnomes, halflings, dragonborn, tieflings. Pretty much every race you can think of is accounted for here, with the exception of maybe, the monstrous races. Make a perception check. Say with disadvantage. No, you don't see any. And what do you guys do? Which is it's a lot. It's like sensory overload, essentially, stepping into this. Like the streets of Waterdeep were bustling. It's even more so in the Yawning Portal.
Are there open tables that are
Yes, there are.
available? Okay.
You see, as you. Oh, sorry. You go to sit down at one. I'm assuming.
No, I was just asking if there was. I'm going to turn to Indy. Indy, maybe use some of the human skin pouch gold. Can you see if you can get us a room or two?
Yeah. Out of character, how much gold did I get again?
30.
30, right?
I got 30 gold. Cool.
Let's grab a seat, I guess.
All right. It's the drink is 1 second. Actually, the table is wooden, sturdy, sticky from spilled drinks, but nothing little precipitation you can't clean up. As you sit down, you begin taking the atmosphere, or you see it. Oh god, I need a drink. 1 second. See a young-looking human plinking away on a lute. I say plinking away because his lute is comprised of 2 strings. As you guys sit down, you are greeted by a barmaid, also a human, long red hair in a sort of braid situation. She says, "Welcome to the Yawning Portal, y'all. Is this your first time here? I don't recognize you. What can I get you?"
I'll take any kind of dark ale you have. Anybody else?
I'm all good. Take an apple juice.
Anything infused with catnip?
He says, well, strange enough, it's becoming more common now that trades open up with Chult. But yeah, we should be able to rustle something up. I'll be back short with those drinks. Name's Bonnie. In case you need anything, just holler.
Thank you.
You're welcome, dear. And she heads back to the bar, and she says something like, what would she say? She says, Darnin, house ale, piss water, and a bowl of milk. And he says in a gruff voice, "Coming right up."
Did we hear all that?
Make a perception check, because it's loud in here.
Yeah.
Her voice carries because you did, but it's still. Yes, 9 Lives heard it. 9 Lives on point with the perception.
Yeah, we're killing it with rolls today.
Caxir, you hear it as well. But so she just brings you back some drinks. I'm alive. Imagine a dark Bailey's that has catnip in it. or a Bailey is spiked with catnip, I should say. Yours, Caxier, tastes like.
It's like
Well, it's
rail
hard to
rum.
describe the taste, but it is bad. But you can, man, you can only get about halfway. You need to stop for a bit. And Rex, yours is delightfully. It's you get the, but it's a dark, chocolatey, nutty taste that is
Love it.
pretty good. I'm not an expert on beer. Cher is no longer here, so I make stuff up on it as I go. But tastes good. But you can still tell. You can still get the alcohol. It's there. Maybe around 10%. You think?
Pretty good. It's about 4% higher than a normal dark ale, just for future reference.
Okay. I know, like the strongest. I used to work at grocery store. The strongest we could sell legal, I think, was 10%.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Well, most of the beers were around 6, I think.
Yeah. Cool.
But this is also Waterdeep and fantasy setting where people are more accustomed to drinking.
Yeah,
a lot.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
I got to justify my my lack of knowledge somehow. All right.
Fine. Okay.
So you guys
While
are.
we're all sitting here, can I get my spellbook out and just have the rings in front of me and just be ritually casting Identify? Is that something I can do with while I'm kind of vaguely paying attention?
Yep.
Okay.
Indy, you're drinking. Why are you drinking? You're drinking your apple juice, sipping on it. This bard playing on 2 strings comes over, just plinking away. Somehow the song is actually pretty good, even with only 2 strings. And he just sort of like glides by your table. And right by your hand, that is not holding your drink, is a small slip of paper.
I sort of palm it with my hand.
It's folded.
I sort of palm it and look at it underneath the table. What does it say?
Yeah, do a sleight of hand versus Caxier's perception.
Oh, no. So, religion, isn't it? Like a sleight of hand. Oh, no, you rolled a 19. Yeah, you see it. Wait, no. Yeah, no, so a 14.
So you see him palm a piece of paper, but you don't know what's written on it, Caxier. Because it's face down. And, well, it's folded. And it says, I'm assuming you're reading it.
Yeah.
It says, Agent Indy. Help. Help Bonnie for the good of Waterdeep and its people. And that's all it says on there.
Okay. Can you write that
Actually,
in
in fact,
chat?
it wouldn't even say Indy. It'd say.
Okay.
All right. So, we'll adjudicate that or allow you to RP that in a second. But Caxier, this drink has gotten you shit-faced. So much so that everyone around you is now your new best friend. And you're going around to all the tables around you, being like, hey, like, you know, the loud drunk sort of thing. And you introduce... I'm sorry, what first part? So you have drinking this piss water. It is strong, but it tastes horrible. So you're very drunk. And you're in that state of drunkenness where you think you're a social beast, social animal, as it were, and you're just out and about, like, having a good time with everyone around you. As you finish your piss water, you stumble, and you're about to fall. Well, this is for roleplay purposes, but we'll just do it. Maybe the elation, or you're trying to, like, remove some stress, something like that, but usually you are, but for some reason maybe the atmosphere is getting you into the mood, and you're going around like this.
She's got that, like, sad, like, exploratory thing going on.
But you stumble and fall due to your drunken state, but you are caught by a person who's robed. No, you're not going to fall in the pit. Who's robed and hooded, and she says, "Careful, we don't want you to fall now." And looking at her face, through the bleary eyes, you have to, like, do a double take, because it's a tiefling that looks very similar to you. And it was almost like looking in a mirror. Like, she doesn't have all the tattoos and intricacies on her horns, but her skin coloration is there. Her facial features are similar to yours. And she says, "Why don't we have a seat?" It is not your mom. And she takes you to, like, a little side booth in the dark, in the recesses of the yawning portal. And she says, "I'm so happy that I ran into you. I knew you would be here.
Stranger danger.
She told me so." And she sort of clears her throat. And she, like, slightly bows to you and says, "Greetings, sister, and fellow daughter of the Dark Prodigy. I was commanded by your mother to aid you in achieving your desires. What can this servant of the Sixth do for you?" You're fairly... Oh, Cax, you're fairly certain you're an only child. Caxu, roll a history check with advantage. Yeah. In that prime easily manipulated state. Yes. It's instinctive to you as a person. Okay. Tieflings are born of infernal blood. The Sixth is what the Sixth Archduke of Hell is also known as. The Dark Prodigy is also her name. Her name, those are nicknames or titles of her, Dark Prodigy of the Sixth. She's also known as Glazia, the daughter of Asmodeus.
So would Indy sort of overhear this, or is it too loud in the bar?
You don't normally go around announcing to people that you are a daughter of an archdevil, so they're in a back corner.
So
I
would
am
not hear
nose
that.
deep in a book. I'm not helping at all. It's up to you guys.
And she says, like any caring mother, the Six doesn't want any of her children to be, any of her progeny to be sad. She told me that you have something that you need help with. So you're like withdrawing, Caxir? Oh, you're like fairly well hidden. Like it's the conversation is dim here. Um, you're like in a dark corner, a recess, if you will. So, your mother didn't talk about it much, but you do know that all tieflings are sort of, they have infernal blood of them, so they're born of a archduke of hell, as it were. It appears, based on context clues, your mother never really talked about it, but yours is Glazia.
I bet she's nice.
But she is this individual is oh right, introduction, she says. I'm sorry. My name is Deference. I already know who you are. I was told who you were. But why don't you tell me what's troubling you? Is it, she says, our mother didn't impart that knowledge onto me, only that I was supposed to, only that a daughter of hers named Caxir was coming, and she gave me your description. She was coming to the yawning portal, and I was on the lookout for her and help her with whatever her heart desired. Furiously typing. If she had a mechanical keyboard, it'd be going crazy right now.
Yeah.
She says, well, I am Deference, daughter and servant of the Sixth. You are Kaxir Antara's Al-Nair, daughter of the sixth, an unknowing servant, but a servant nonetheless. Type. It's cool. So I believe, this is just me saying, my RP, I believe you when we talked, you told me that your desire was to find your mother. It was sort of paired with finding the people who attacked your ship. But this deference is asking for your like innermost, deepest, darkest desire. Like, what do you want? The one thing that you would kill to have, or no? Let's take a break then while Kaxir finds her notes, comes back. I need to use the restroom. Oh, go ahead. We'll still take a break. I need to use the restroom, but I will respond to that once I get back. So quick 5-minute break. I'm gonna switch over to our sweet slide that says "Be right back" for the stream. So hey, that's fancy. Quick 5-minute break, guys. We're back.
Cool.
Yeah, short rest. What? Yeah, short rest is available. All right. Is everyone back?
Ah! Fuck. So a spider just came down 6 inches from my head in front of me. Holy shit. Ah. Be gone, please. Where the fuck did that come from? What the hell? No. I got a big heavy binder right next to me. I'm just gonna. Boop. It's dead.
Okay, so here, Indy, Caxier's back. Rex is back. Amy, are you back? Nine more labs. All right, as everyone is back. So Caxier, you say this to Deference, and she smiles weakly, and she says, "Yes, Mother can help with that. I'm sorry if I seem nervous. It's just that she wrote down in the chat what she was saying. Caxier is talking to another tiefling called Deference, who looks very much like her. Maybe a distant relative or something. Deference describes herself as a daughter and servant of the Sixth, and has also addressed Caxier as such, even though she doesn't recognize it. She has asked Caxier what her innermost, deepest, darkest desire is, the one thing that she wants above all else. And no, you don't.
Yeah, I was just reminding you for 9 more lives' sake.
And so Deference smiles weak and says, "Yes, this is something Mother can help with. She sees many things. Apologies if I seem reticent. It's just it's painful." And then she whispers in an infernal, at a volume only you can hear, Caxier. She says, "Mother, I'm ready." And her eyes are black, and their pupil is. But you notice when you've been a tiefling long enough to know when eyes roll back into the head, and they do. And when they come back, they're silver. And a very a different voice addresses you than before. Deference's posture changes. She sits with crossed legs, slightly tilted to the side, while her upper torso is still facing you. She is shorter than you, but if possible, she's actually looking down at you, if that makes sense. And then in this sort of very feminine voice, she says, "Hello, daughter. I have heard your plea. And I've come to talk to you about it." She says, "Because I'm such a wonderful mother, I'll do two things for you if you will do something for me." First off, I do have some bad news for you that I must break to you, but bear with it because it will be preceded swiftly by good news. Your birth mother, Reverence, is unfortunately dead. She was killed when the pirates attacked your ship, the Star of Kiam. Her soul is now with the god she worshipped in her life, a being known as Cord. And she sort of snorts derisively as she says this. But as she is a daughter of mine, there's a way to bring her back into the fold, as it were. And in fact, even bring her back to this plane. And while I'm at it, I might as well throw in the location of those individuals that wronged you so you may deal with them as you wish. Are you familiar with how infernal contracts work? Oh, no. Don't worry, my dear. I don't want your soul. I want someone else's. A soul for a soul, as it were. Your mother's for someone else's. A son of mine, well, he's a wayward son. You see, he traded his soul for arcane power. However, when the time came to collect, he reneged on the deal and hid himself away with magic. I want you to find my son and kill him. Do that for me. Once his soul is returned, I will retrieve your mother's soul and bring it back, along with, and place it into a body of your choosing, a form of your choosing. She won't Don't worry, she won't be inflicted with any sort of disease or curse. She'll be the same age she was when she died prematurely. Yes, you can. Everything this archdevil is saying to you is true so far. This son's name, this wayward son, this prodigal son, is named Abraxas. He's somewhere here in Waterdeep. He is a tiefling, similar in, well, copper-skinned, facial features, the masculine equivalent. Like, is that of, she's not speaking anymore, but like, she describes the facial features to you, what he looks like, what he's fond of wearing. It's like fond of wearing robes, facial features indicative of a tiefling of my heritage. Remove the Ambrax's body from this mortal coil so that his soul may return to me, and I will do what I described for you. Namely, retrieve the soul of your mother from Cord, revive your mother on the prime material plane, and in a body and location of your choosing, as well as tell you who the individuals were that attacked you and where they are currently located. Yes, it'll be as if someone cast resurrection on her. All you need to do is sign here and seal it with a drop of blood. Oh, as long as he's no longer living, it doesn't matter. And she produces this document, written on a leather you don't recognize, but it is, the writing on it is clearly infernal. All you need to do, and she produces a pen and hands it to you, or a quill. It says sign here, and then she also says, and seal it with a drop of blood. You can use your knife, a knife of your own, or I can provide you with one if you wish. And she produces a jagged piece of obsidian and pushes it to the middle of the table. Make a perception roll. Nope. Everything she is, it's very ordered because it's an infernal contract. It says, I'll read to you. It says, the tiefling Kexir and Taras Al-Anir has agreed to ensure the demise of the tiefling Ambraxas. Upon his death and the return of his soul to the devil Glazia, Caxir's mother's soul, Reverence, will be returned into a body, time, and place of Caxir's choosing. This body will be of the same age that Reverence had as when she died prematurely. Reverence will also have all of her abilities and memories intact, as if someone cast resurrection on her. Also, and then it says, and in addition, the individuals responsible for Reverence's death, the identity of the individuals responsible for Reverence's death will be revealed to Caxir as well as their current location. And then she snaps her fingers, and the infernal conject seems to like go up in flames. She says, "Excellent. I'm most pleased. It was a pleasure doing business with you, Caxir. I look forward to you fulfilling your end of the deal." And then the eyes, the silvery eyes, roll back into the head, and then come back. It's those dark, pupilless eyes as well. And no, she didn't get a copy. And then she like sags, and she's like, it just, when Mother does that, it feels like every nerve is on fire. And she says, did you get what you wanted? You'd have to like venture out from where you are because you're in a rather secluded spot. She says, I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. I need to have a rest now. And I hope everything goes well for you, Kex, or you probably won't see me ever again. And she wearily gets up and staggers away. All right, Caxir, that's what you were doing for the past 10 minutes or so. What was everyone else doing? Rex was casting Identify on these rings. Indy was stealthily reading a piece of paper. 9 Lives was drinking that special Bailey's. Rex, these rings, there's 3 of them. When you cast Identify on each of them, you identify them as a Ring of Protection, Ring of the Ram, and Ring of Spell Storing. Inside the Ring of Spell Storing is a Fireball and a Scorching Ray spell.
Okay. Guys, these rings are trash. No, just kidding.
I mean, they don't know. You could always tell them that.
I know. Am I done identifying them?
Yes.
May I look up what those do?
Yeah, you know. So the Ring of Protection is a +1 to AC and all saving throws. The Ring of Spell Storing, like it says, can store spells. The combined number of spells in there can't be more than 5.
Cool.
But when you do cast a spell, it essentially casts a spell in the ring and it puts it in the ring and you can use it later as an action. It uses the slot level save, spell save DC, spell attack bonus, and spell casting ability of the original caster. In this case, the 2 in there, until they're used, will have Jim Darkmagic's.
Okay.
Shit. And the Ring of the Ram, I think it projects a like ethereal or arcane like ram head and does force damage and knocks people back. But I'll read that in 1 second. Okay, so these all require attunement, by the way. The ram has 3 charges. It regains 1d3. Expand charges daily at dawn. When using the ring, when wearing the ring, you use an action to expend one of the charges to attack a creature within 60 feet of you. It produces a spectral ram's head and makes an attack roll. With a +7 to hit. On a hit, for each charge you can spend 1 to 3. The target takes 2d10 force damage and is pushed 5 feet away from you. So if you hit with all 3, that can be 6d10, and the target's pushed away 15 feet. Alternatively, you can expend 1 to 3 of the ring's charges as an action to try to break an object you can see within 60 feet of you that isn't being worn or carried. The ring makes a strength check with a +5 bonus to each charge you spend.
Okay.
I believe these are all in Roll20, so if you just type in the compendium those, you'll see them.
Cool. Okay. I will. I'll tell them that I identified them. I identified these. We can talk about them. They seem pretty useful. One will help keep you safe. One is useful for people who are able to cast spells like myself, or several of you are able to as well. To store spells, use them at a later time, and another is useful for emitting a kind of attack at a distance.
A magical battering ram, if you will.
Yeah.
We also need to talk about my role.
Your roll.
Good job.
I want to be known as the Horde's person.
Oh, you were serious about that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you need this to be something that head office recognizes, or would you like this to be just how I refer to you in documentation?
Head office.
And you want me to submit paperwork for this?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do it. I just wanted to make sure you were sure.
Okay. You guys see Caxir coming back now.
How does she look?
Strangely sober. But other than that, I'll leave the details up to her.
Okay. She just rejoins us. No word.
Yeah.
Indy, did you secure the room or rooms? Excuse me.
Bonnie comes back and says, "Well, I see some of you have finished your drinks. You guys up for another?" She says, "Can do, dear." And she says, as she, well, thank you. And she comes back with the water. She says, Now, are you folks new to Waterdeep? Do you need a place to stay? We do have rooms here at the Yawning Portal if you need them. Our rates are fair for the city.
I'm gonna nudge Indy.
Food is decent. Drinks, as you can attest, will vary based on what you order.
Well, how much do the rooms cost each night for, let's say, a group of 6 or
Well, it depends
How
on if you
many
want
are we right
individual
now?
rooms or a group room.
What do you want to... I asked the party. What... I can't speak tonight. What do you guys want for this?
Who do we have here? We have Kexier, 9 More Lives, Freya, myself, and Indy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Bell still with us, or did he?
Bell
she-
dipped out at the Acquisitions Inc. headquarters along with Shero.
Okay. And Huck, I'm assuming, or no? Where is Huck at this point?
Huck
Huck is out too.
and Cher probably dipped at this point
So
too.
Huck, when you guys came to Acquisitions Inc. with Vera and Thalia at first, he was approached by an employee and reassigned to a different branch.
Okay.
The party fund is supposed to be the Hordes person.
Yeah, she's talking about it now.
You're responsible for expenses and whatnot. You would also be responsible for any gold your party acquires through jobs as well. So,
Okie dokie.
but she seems waiting for your response because you did seem. Yes, you got 30 from the Mind Flayer. Quas Ordell had 30 gold in a human skin pouch. He also did not hand that over to the Hordes person, so you don't have it.
Yeah, no. So I am going to ask them. Shoot, I'm going to ask if. God, where can I speak?
So we have group rooms for up to. They have bedding inside or beds inside for up to 6 people. Those will run you a gold a night. We also have.
Is it just me, or is he getting really robotic?
Is it me? Is it me or is it Indy?
You, Nate.
Domo arigato.
Okay.
Hello. Am I good?
Nope.
Hello.
Nope.
Let me try this. Hello.
We can hear you. You're good.
All right.
Hello.
Okay. So she says we have group rooms that have beds up for 6 people for a gold. If you want individual room, we got individual and doubles. Those will run your 5 silver each. Meals will run you 2 silver.
Wait. 1 gold for group room?
For
and
6
how much?
6 people.
I'm sorry, what's the conversion rate from silver to gold?
10.
Is it 10?
Yes.
Okay. For a second, I thought it was 100 because I was in like WoW currency mode.
Yeah, I was at the.
Why the fuck wouldn't everybody just get single rooms? Gotcha. Well, what do you guys think? Is anybody averse to sharing a room? I mean, I'm happy to bunk up with Indy if you guys want. We can do the group one if you guys are fine with that.
I'm fine with it.
Sure.
Okay, which is and she, as you slip her the mic, as well, I'll talk to Darren, and I'll get you take your keys. One moment, please. Sorry,
Thank
she
you.
has certain action. She says, I'll talk to Vernon for y'all and Darren for y'all. Get your keys. Keys will be along shortly. Hope you enjoy your stay here at the Yawning Portal.
You too. Shoot. No, that's not it. Thanks.
She brings them back along with your drinks, and says, like I said, meals cost 2 silver each. We don't serve breakfast, only lunch and dinner. Entertainment is usually 3 strings over there. And she points to the bard that, even though apparently he's called 3 strings, only has 2 strings on his lute. But we might get some guest performers. A wizard by the name of Jim Darkmagic sometimes performs here.
Oh no, we have to go.
That's the only one I can think of right now.
You guys want to eat?
Yes, I'm starved.
All right. Was that a gold for 5 people to eat?
Yes. And she brings you the lunch special out. It's just the D&D equivalent of a sandwich and like fries / chips.
Picture a dark sandwich, a fantasy sandwich.
Picture a fantasy sandwich. But yeah, you guys are tucking in.
And I'm casually just kind of writing notes about the Mind Flayer thing and filling out that report.
Anything you guys? There have been some hooks, some revelations. Anything you guys want to discuss amongst the group?
Fantasy Costco, where all your dreams come true. We gotta do it for you.
How does everybody feel about their new roles?
Sorry, I just got that jingle stuck in my head, Caxier. Wait, do you not know about the Adventure Center Fantasy Costco?
No. You guys can discuss
Oh God,
how you hand out the rings, or you can do that out of session. So I'm about to end session soon. That's why I'm asking you guys this. We're ending a little early because last week was pretty big, and I want to come in. I want to poll you guys about potential new player before we get any further in doing stuff.
Cool.
So I believe Freya will also be back next week or the week after next.
Yeah, we can downtime it if you want.
Yeah. So, like I said, if you guys don't have anything, if you don't have anything you want to RP, you don't have anything you want to talk about.
Rex is good to go. Whatever you guys want to do. He's making reports. Are you good? Out of character, I don't think you should be good. Just kidding.
Some deep revelations were revealed to the young tiefling Caxter. You had this weird devil grandmother you didn't know you had.
And officially, we're in town.
Who wants you to kill another one of her children in order to imagine a dark Rosie, in order to revive your birth mother, and also tell you the location of some more individuals so you can also kill them. What?
What water?
Waterdeep is on the coast. You were in I forgot the names of the wards, but you're in the middle income district. You're not on the dock ward, which is the poorest and you're not in the C ward, which I believe is the most expensive, is the C ward or the North ward. It would take you. Wardy was huge. It would take you about an hour. Maybe from one end to the other. You're about in the middle of the city, so about 30 minutes. 30 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic, foot traffic, all that stuff.
What time is it right now?
It is early evening.
Okay.
You guys were in the sewers for a long time. You're a little stanky, too. Tight. If there's nothing more, I'll just end the stream, and then Cax, you can type out everything you want to tell me, and I'll read it during our table talky thing we have after. All right, thank you. We had no viewers, but hey, as
That's not why we
expected.
do this.
I'm just looking at my thing, but I do, for those, if by some chance someone does see this or watch it, I upload to YouTube now because Twitch changed their policies on uploading videos.
There are hundreds of Twitch followers who would love to know where we upload our videos.
I mean, hey,
now.
I gotta just document all this stuff, okay? So, yeah, so I upload there now. Channel is the same, I think, as Fateful Nate. So, yeah, it'll be there. We'll see you guys next week.